If somebody took some screws and said up his booty, wouldn't it be like booty tissue all over his screws? What's going on, y'all? Grind Motivate back in this thing again, man, with another video, man. And I figured I would go ahead and do the part 2 of the whole FTN Bae speech. The girl who she basically accused OTF Doodie Low of touching her kids Doodie Low, man, if you know what I mean. But I don't know, I felt like it was kind of some holes in the game a little bit, man. I'm not fully on board with what she's saying, man. There's just a couple, 2-3 things that I think are red flags about her character and just her story in general, and I just think it just, I don't know if it really makes sense. And I watched a couple more videos and kind of pieced a couple, 2-3 things more together, and I'm just like, I don't really know about it. I don't really know about it. And I also watched the lady's video who was a mom today, so I feel like it was a different viewpoint instead of like all these men who probably would have like slightly more biased viewpoints. It was an actual lady and she's a mom, so she could tell you how she would feel on the side of if that was her son, and she could also tell you how she would feel on the side of if her kid got touched, what she would do. So I thought that was pretty eye-opening, man. Maybe I'll link it down in the description, or you know, chop some stuff up and put it in there and let y'all see what she was saying. But the first thing I'll say about this, man, before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Y'all know what to do. But the first thing I'm gonna say about it, man, I didn't realize what FTN stood for, man. I was like, man, what's all these OTFs and FTNs and everything, man? FTN stands for F that N-word. So that right there kind of tells you a little bit about her, man. She ain't really, she's just a little toxic, little crazy something, man. So that's not really hitting for nothing, man. Before that, she was a stripper. And you know how it goes down up there in them clubs. What kind of people are up there? Toxic people. And if you think otherwise, then you are probably a toxic person yourself, or just maybe a retard, one of the two. But you know, there's that. The other videos I saw of her messing up that dude Hot Boy's house.
Bro, oh mama, if this what it is, fam, all that toxic shit, I'm straight. I'm straight. I leave that shit to Future. Future, you can have it. I'm no longer toxic boys no more, man. I'm no longer city boy, man. Not city boy, toxic boys. All this shit, like, nigga gotta go hire the maid and do.
Just a couple other videos of her, I guess, coaching the son to, you know, to cry or whatever, and then her doing the fake crying on the internet. Like, why would you record yourself crying? How did you get this candid experience recorded? How did you do it? So I'm just not really sure, man. And then just the whole thought of the, you know, the situation with the I guess the weapon that was used to commit the Doodie Low situation. How would you know, how would that still be around after 2 months? And why would you wait 2 months? Like, yeah, like how would you find it after 2 months? And then, yeah, and then they also said she was beating on the kid for the 2 months while he was supposedly doodling on himself and everything like that. And that's when the OTF dude called her and said, you should stop beating on your son and everything like that. And then she was like, oh, maybe I should. It was like, why would you be beating on your son? Like, no mom would do some shit like that. Your son's having some obvious problems with his bowel, and it's not like he's just out here doing it on purpose. Why would you beat him? I don't think my mom would do that. Would your mom do that? If you're a mom, would you do that? Let me know. But let's go ahead and get into this video right here, man, and see what she's saying on this one, man. The last time I tried to be as objective as possible. I'm gonna try to be the same way here, man. I'm still not fully gonna just crush her story and everything like that, because there is a possibility that he might have did it. You never know. But I'm just finding it a little far-fetched. Let's get into it.
Same exact screws, except they're individual screws. There is no screws that are tied together. And besides that, my son did actually see him make it, because he made them in front of him and baby Alex in the kitchen. He was in my kitchen, and he put them damn screws together in front of the kids, and Wesley said he asked him, what are you gonna do with that? And he said, I'm gonna do something with it. Then he said, my son said he had a blue lighter and he was tying the screws together. That's his interpretation of what David was doing in my mother's kitchen.
That doesn't make any sense. So out of nowhere, the Doodie Low guy just come out of nowhere, like, he just goes to, I guess, the stove or whatever blue light he had. I guess he's a welder. He has a blowtorch somehow, or he has something that's hot enough to melt these screws and stuff. And I guess, like, you know, the little boy is asking him, everything's fine. The little boy's like, hey, what are you gonna do with that? And he's like, I'm gonna do something with it. But I don't know if I'm with that, man. And then some of the things she was saying last time on the last video that I did yesterday, man, she talking about some, yeah, did you like it? He spread his booty open and all this kind of stuff, man. It's like, bruh, what are you talking about, man? Like, who says stuff like that? That was and another thing that the lady said that I watched today, man, when she was talking about, man, if he did do it to himself, it would probably be because he's saying you be a weird OnlyFans thought, doing a little weird stuff, sticking all kind of weird stuff in yourself. And now he's like, I seen mommy do that and she said it felt good. I heard her like, ah. So now he's trying it or something like that, man. But let's keep going.
So I'm looking at this like first of all, somebody made this. Second of all, these screws don't come like this. So it's like, where the fuck did it come from? And then why would a little girl put this shit up his ass? Even if it was her. Let's just say, if y'all want to say that it was her. Screws? A 3-year-old? Screws? What 3-year-old is gonna pick up and I asked her, I said, Wesley, would you ever put this up? Somebody said no. A 3-year-old?
She still got them?
So I'm like, But I'm still not questioning it. I show the screws to everybody. Everybody, no, she ain't do that. No, her mom, no, Alice, there's no way. Brittany, think about it, Brittany. Like, and I'm like, no, y'all playing me, y'all playing my child. I'm going in on my area. I'm ready to kick my sister out. I'm ready to get up. I'm ready to fuck everybody up. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, this is what it is. And
I think on the last video she said that everybody that was at the house was David, the Doodie Low guy, Wesley, the little son that's supposedly got his Doodie Low mess with, the little baby Alice, and I'm guessing her sister, who is her roommate. They all were there. So if he was to do that, don't you think that the kid would scream? Do you think that he would just be like super silent, able to just be like, just I can take the pain? Do you think that, or do you think the kid would scream and then I think that the sister would hear it and she would go and check on that, wouldn't she? So I don't know, man. It's just a couple 2-3 holes in the story, man. I'm just thinking, man. I don't know what to say about it at this point, man. I'm leaning more towards she ain't in the right though. Let's go.
It's the first question. If it wasn't Alex, because I didn't report it on the first or the second, because I'm not just a mother or a person who's just gonna go run to fuck police and go run to fuck Instagram and say, oh my gosh, this person touched my son and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. No. I had to make sure before I made the report that I knew what I was talking about. Because I can't help my son out if I don't know. I can't help him out. So I had to wait till the story made sense and I believed that I had the true story. And then I reported it. I reported on the 3rd. Okay, because this is discipline. This isn't me just flying off the handle and me making shit up and me wanting to ruin somebody. No, this is me listening to some crazy bizarre story, me trying to process it and not trying to do anything irrational without knowing what happened. So after he talked to his dad, I'm thinking in my head, and I say this, I'm bathing him, and I said, David was here though. And I was saying, I wonder what possessed Alex to do something like that. Like, how could she do something sick like that? And I was like, David was here. Maybe some of his energy rubbed off on her. That's what I thought in my head. Like, just some stupid thought. And then I just stopped myself. And then I just was like, no. So at the end of the day, as a mother, who heard my son's story and didn't question him.
So when she called the dad, what did the dad say? And why did the dad not want more smoke? All he did was get on the phone and be like, "Now, son, you know if somebody tamper with you, man, just you don't have to do anything. You don't have to hide their name or anything like that." As a dad, wouldn't you be at the house? You'd be on the first car to the house, right? Wherever you live at, that's your son. Unless he's a super bum parent, cause she seemed like she don't really know how to pick him and all that kind of stuff, man. I ain't trying to hate on Doodie Low, but I mean, she doesn't seem like the best judge of character to me. And her name is FTN Bae. She's an OnlyFans girl, and all this other stuff, man. Just those things to me just show that a person is off. I feel like any girl that's doing OnlyFans, you're a little bit mentally off, man. And if you're a woman that's sitting here like, "Oh, no, you're not," then you're probably a little bit mentally off, man. You probably show that thing off in front of somebody and splash on it and stuff, and then you won't mind. But hey, it's just not a regular thing, to be honest. But I don't know, man. I think the dad should have more smoke. I don't have any kids or anything like that, but I do have a niece, man. And if I heard anything about that, I'd have to go over there. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Let me know.
One time, I told him I didn't believe that it was Alex who did it. And the second that I said that to him, I said it to him, because like I said, I never questioned him. The second I sat him down on my bed, and I said, "I don't believe you," and I explained to him the importance of lying on baby Alex. I'm telling him, like, "Wesley, this is big. This is very serious. I don't know if you understand, but you can't lie on anybody. On anybody. Alex is your cousin. She's your friend. If she didn't do this, you can't lie on her. But if she did it, it's okay. You still have to tell me, and we'll figure it out." He go to say it wasn't Alex. Who was it? It was nobody. He started to say it was nobody. Then he started to say that he sat on something, and he sat on it. And I'm just listening to him change the story, and I'm like, "No, I know something happened to you. It's okay, cause I already know what's good. I already knew what time it was. I knew what time it was. As soon as my first time questioning him on Alex, and he flipped his story, he ain't flip about nothing else. Everything I done asked him for 2 days straight, pounded everything. Was it the screws? I pounded everything to every detail of it, except who it was. And the first time that I questioned him on it, he folds. I already knew it was up. So he's seeing me get emotional. He's seeing me like I couldn't think straight. So I asked him as a mother, "Was it David?" And he do this. No. He do this little smirk. He got this little smirk. Kids make faces when they lie. That's why kids aren't good liars, because they make faces.
If you watch the video of her coaching him, one of the lady that I watched this morning, she has a good point. She was saying that if he lies when he smirks, then why did she show his face while he was saying that he did it? Why did she record that? She's recording everything else. Why didn't she just go ahead and record the kid while he did it? And don't be out here like, "Yeah, she didn't want to show off her kid." She's been showing her kid off. We already know what the kid looks like. So that's not a thing there. But why didn't she show the kid while he was telling her, David did it? Why didn't she show that off? Is it because he was gonna make that face when he lies?
We can't lie on Alex, okay? Because if she didn't do it, we can't say that she did it. Because that's really, really bad. And you can't blame somebody for something like that, okay? You can't, okay? So I want you to tell me what's happened. Start from where you were. What happened? Please tell me what happened.
So where I were is when I sat down.
No. You said David did it. You said David did it in my room.
Think about it.
Know my son's face when he lies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know his face. I saw his face. I already knew. But I'm trying to hold it in. So I went down every mail my brothers, my sister's brothers, every male, was it so-and-so, was it so-and-so, was it so-and-so, and I'm looking at his nose. I'm looking at the way he's answering my questions. They weren't like David's no. I asked him again, and he just looked at me, and he said it was David. So, that brings us to the video that David posted on his page. As soon as he said that, I broke down, I had an episode, but I said, let me grab my phone, I need to report this, because this is it. This is it. Because at the end of the day, a human being who was hearing his story, it wasn't given that the 3-year-old could physically do that with those screws. It wasn't given that she could make the screws.
All right, man. So basically, what she's talking about is, so after she coached the little boy to say if she did, because he said first he said Alex, then he said David, and all this kind of stuff. She's then saying that she pulled the phone out to, I guess, record herself crying, and if you hear the cries, it sounds very forced. It sounds like I need to cry. It sounds really manipulative, man. Like, when you're dealing with a toxic chick and everything like that, and you say something to her, and maybe you're saying like, yeah, man, I need you to leave me alone, or this or that or something like that, and they start kind of crying, or you tell them like, why did you do this? And you're in the right, but they cry to kind of make you feel like you're in the wrong. So it sounded like it was a kind of a manipulative cry to me. I'm gonna just end the video right there, man, and I'm gonna link the rest of it down in the description below for y'all to check it out, man, and get your own verdict, man. But there's just a couple, 2-3 holes in the story that I'm not really in agreement with. So, she's saying she's got Ring cameras all around the house and all this kind of stuff, and you seen the little boy come out there and throw the screws away and everything like that, and wouldn't it be like booty tissue all over the screws and stuff like that? And wouldn't his booty be jacked up off some screws? If somebody took some screws and said up his booty, wouldn't it be like booty tissue all over his screws? His booty would be jacked up real bad. And for those 2 months, you're telling me that all he was doing was doodling. He wasn't running around like limping or nothing like that. He was just running around here just doodling uncontrollably or whatever you say he was doing. But at the same time, she also said, yeah, he played football. He got MVP in his football league. So the kid's got his doodie low play with it. He's still out here with some screws, 3 screws that are welded together and stuck up. He played football and he did good. How does that add into the story? Does that make sense? There's also like another text message that they had, like it was after the event or after the accusation, where she was mad because he was messing with other women and everything like that. And I think that also shows a little bit of something too, because it's like, why would you even be messing or talking to a guy that's done something like this to your son? Why would you even want him in your life? Does that make sense? You still want to get bust out the back by somebody who did something like that to your kid? Doesn't make any sense, man. But I'm just not really feeling the story all the way, man. I mean, I'm not gonna give a full judgment yet, man. But I'm not feeling the story, man. If OTF did end up doing it, man, you already know how I feel about it, man. If the little boy did it, man, I don't know what to say, man. You might need to go and get your son together. If she's lying, he needs to sue her. Defamation of character, because he does have 3 daughters and everything like that. Imagine what they would be thinking if they're like, yeah, my dad sticks screws up people's booties. Imagine that. How would you feel as a father? Somebody running around here doing that, man. Then your career just started to jump off, man. I think he just dropped the album, and like I said in the last video, he just started making some music videos and everything like that with some top name folks. And maybe she's trying to take him down, man. Like I said, in the last video, he could have had some new options because he is who he is, and she's mad about that. You never know, man. These girls are crazy, man. This one right here is definitely something that I would say to stay away from, man. I think she's along the lines of like a Brittany Renner type, where they say they're crazy or they do crazy things, or they show you who they are on the internet, and you need to believe them. Like I said, that how she destroyed Hot Boy's house and everything like that. If you see that as another rapper or anything like that, or even as a guy who's interested in her, man, why would you want that around your house unless you are into toxic stuff like that because you're a weirdo, or that's all you knew growing up? I don't know. Why would you be into that? Yeah, I don't know. It's not it for me. I'm sorry. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about this whole thing below. If you watched up to this point, I appreciate you watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.